trip from Savannah to Charleston, but a very scenic one. Mary and I started the process of trying to find a dog sitter shortly after arriving. We weren't having much luck. We decided to drive into Charleston to get the lay of the land. On the way back, we drove to where we thought our previous dog sitter had been and actually found it. Still no joy. They would not dog sit on the weekend either. Lesson learned: when freelance traveling, there are no dog sitters on weekends. I guess sea bass will have to remain a service dog. The next morning we went back to Charleston. Sea bass went with us. Bose stayed back at the campground. Our first stop for the day was on Market Street. Market Street is an open flea market environment running for several blocks. A building runs down the middle of two streets and has openings on the sides to allow an open air feeling. They had a very conspicuous sign that said "No pets allowed." We decided not to press the service dog issue. Sebastian and I would walk down the outside of the building while Mary, Rosie, and Roy went through the building. I would have probably spent thousands of dollars had we gone through, but Seabass and I were expelled to the outside. We walked back towards the car and we stopped and purchased some pecans. Sebastian tried to take on a horse that was attached to a carriage parked on the side of the street. From there we went down to the park that was at the end of the peninsula. This park is nothing like Savannah, but it is nice. In some of the cemeteries to view the old headstones. We decided to visit Fort Sumter Memorial. The Visitor Center is on the mainland, even though Fort Sumter is on an island. The materials had said that Sebastian was allowed at the Visitor Center and at Fort Sumter. He just could not take the shuttle boat ride out to the island. The plan was to visit the Visitor Center, use the facilities, and move on. At the Visitor Center, a park ranger asked if Sebastian was a service dog. Of course, he had been for about 24 hours, and I looked up the requirements extensively. I knew they could not ask what service he provided, nor did he need a special license. My response to the ranger was that I thought pets were allowed at the Visitor Center. Her indication was, "No, that's not correct." "Well, then he's a service dog," was my response. "No problem," was the reply. Sebastian was in. Having passed that test, I continued to talk to the ranger while Roy went down to the ticket booth and purchased the tickets for the shuttle. We hung around for a while waiting on the boat, and then it came time to board. As we were passing the ranger, she said, "Have your service dog papers ready to show the boarding people." "What papers? We're not required to have papers. We already purchased tickets. You're either going to have to give us our money back or let us go." She let us go. service dog did very well. He only barked once the entire trip, and that was when a black man started roughhousing with his daughter. I think Sebastian thought he was trying to hurt her. He had to climb a lot of steps, so did the rest of us. The boat ride was a little rough, but it went well. Sebastian, being the only four-legged passenger, attracted a lot of attention. He got lots of compliments. Picked up a pizza to take back to the campground for dinner. After eating, we all crashed. Everybody was worn out, especially the service dog.